One-foot-flipper.
Hi, Paige here, the One Foot Flipper. It's Sunday afternoon. I'm here with daughter Julie.
Thank you, Angie and Squirrel, for this shirt.
Okay, yes, Julie had a lucky and an unlucky week. She was lucky because she won the scavenger hunt at the Let's Do Lunch podcast meetup, but unlucky because she broke her foot at Lego camp. And now she has multiple weeks of summer camp that she's going to go to with a broken foot. Poor girl.
Starting tomorrow.
I know, starting tomorrow. And unfortunately, camp, the weeks she didn't, there were some weeks in August that we didn't have her signed up for camp, but those weeks are now sold out, so we can't even move them back. All right, but now let's get into some sales. Thanks for being with us, Jules.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's start talking about our subjects and whatever for today, but not whatnot, because whatnot is not our subject. All right, I've been trying to get dedicated to getting back to listing more because my sales had started falling. I managed to list $379 worth of stuff yesterday, which not bad. I like to list at least 300 a day, 500 if I've got lots of tons of easy stuff. And I also, since it's now July, I did a quick dry run of my income, and I made roughly, after expenses, $32,000 for this first half of the year, which I know for some people that is, not great, but my best year of employment ever in my life, I think I only made $33,000 for the year, and this is $32,000 for 6 months. And that's why I think reselling can be particularly good for people who don't already have a good career going and maybe aren't going to have a lot of opportunities to get one. If you were like me, you make it into your late 30s or your 40s, and you don't have anything good going, if you got a little bit good at reselling, you could probably easily beat whatever you were making before. I sold lots of Native American crafting puzzle pieces, $14.55, multiple lots, all to the same buyer. What else did I sell? I sold a lot of comic books, 26 assorted comic books, $6.61. I like to sell them 26 at a time because that's how many I can usually stuff into that priority flat rate padded envelope. And I sold these 2 Warhammer, these are comics slash just books, $14.46 for the pair of those. I just had a forced items not as described return because the buyer bought a record that's a cutout. Now, a cutout on a record means it's a clearance record. Sometimes they drill a hole through the cover. Sometimes they put a notch somewhere where sometimes they cut a corner off. It's extremely common. Was just noted that was a clearance record. That record can't be returned to the store or returned to the distributor for a refund. Probably 1/3 of the records I get are cutouts. I've never had anybody mention it before, and it's always visible in the pictures, but this person forced a return on this because of that reason. And also, he refused to. I offered to just refund him down to my break-even point, thus just let him pay for the shipping and the $1 I had in the record. Nope, he refused that. Gotta return it. Gotta make me actively lose money on it. So what a wonderful person. Also, I'm trying not to source, but stuff keeps walking in the door. I got this sealed Milton Bradley Samurai Swords game. Looks like this is a brand new Phillips razor. Something that says Dragon Ball Z on it. A big full-size cricket and 2 boxes of cricket and other craft accessories. I can't say no when the stuff walks in my door. What am I gonna do? All right, let's look at some sales. I sold this Bachmann train car, no box, $27.99. Got that in the big train buy, so all that stuff is profit. Sold a death pile monster to Chad, the quirky picker. He said, I have a death pile and it's becoming a monster. Lots of vacuum cleaners, among other stuff. He says, I'd like to say I'm building up inventory for this winter. He said, his eBay store is selling you all my stuff. Love your YouTube channel. I will have links to everybody who bought a monster who has a store. There will be links to their store down in the description. I'm going to put this up on the screen because the stuff's in bags, but I had one international customer buy in 4 separate transaction items from me. And I hate this because eBay doesn't let me combine shipping on those items. So the customer threw away roughly $100 in extra shipping money because they bought them in separate transactions instead of using the card. Now, I'm going to have to ship each one of these items separately to the eBay International Hub, and they're going to separately ship each one of these items to the end buyer, and there's not a thing I can do about this at all, which is unfortunate. Oh, and this can also show you the power of lots. These particular miniatures I was selling, called the Low Life miniatures, they basically had a sell-through rate of 0. Nobody bought them. So I looked at them, and I had tons of them, but everybody else was trying to sell them one at a time. And I instead put mine in lots, and I added keywords, because the Low Life Miniatures game, whatever that was, that never took off. Nobody cares about it. Nobody heard about it. So I also added the names of other games that these miniatures might be useful for. Gamma World, Mutant Crawl Classics, etc. And these sold extremely quickly. I've still got a few left because I kept one of each for myself because I like to pretend I'm going to go paint these miniatures someday. I guess when I retire, when I'm 90 years old, not that I'm going to get to that age. I sold Billy Joel, the Stranger, $12.50. My saint of a wife had just carried the stack of records down the steps that this was in, and then she had to immediately go downstairs and recover Billy. I sold this Dust Tactics SSU Rifle Squad. Open box, $22.49. The Dust Tactics game. If you see this white box with the maroon logos and whatever on it, all this stuff is sellable. It's all good. This game still has a following, but it is no longer produced. Well, another weekend has gone by, and I still have not bought a replacement van yet. So that's just going great. Every day something else comes up, and I don't end up looking or don't end up going out. Sold this Bachmann Big Hauler 4-way crossing, $23.99. I think this is my last one of the. Nope, I've got one left after this. This was one of the fastest sell items when I got off the train buy. How's everybody else's sales going? Mine are, they're down some, but I'm also spending almost nothing on sourcing right now at all. So the money's actually evening out. I sold this Aftershocks pouch. This is headphone pouch. I have more than one set of Aftershocks. I do not use the pouches, so I just put the pouches up, $5 each, and eventually they sold. Basically free money. Sold a big bundle of piano books, over 30 of them, like 11 pounds here. These were in a free bin at a garage sale. There could be money in the free bin, and it doesn't bother me at all to take something out of the free bin. These would have probably hit Goodwill and or the garbage eventually, probably Goodwill and then the garbage, but that's still what would have happened to them. These were not really worth trying to sell on their own. It was much easier just to stick them into one big lot and let somebody get them all at once. Oh, I had a record that was on eBay for all of about 12 hours. Record is Blind Faith. It had let's just say it has a controversial cover. You can Google it. I'm not going to put it here. The cover itself is not illegal anyplace, but for some reason eBay doesn't like the cover. Even though I censored the cover in my listing, it was taken down almost immediately. So if anybody's looking for that Blind Faith album with the original cover, I do have it, and I will gladly send it out to you. I'm not going to risk my eBay account by relisting it. If I had an Amazon account, I'd just move it over there because it's widely available on Amazon. Steppenwolf 16 Greatest Hits. That sold for $4.99. Oh, the Thing of Piano books sold for $17.99. This is the only record I've ever sold that didn't have a case. Madness, absolutely. Sold for $1.79 on a 10% off offer. $1.99 is my minimum price point I'll sell anything at. I make about $1 on the shipping on records, so it doesn't really bother me if the base price almost rounds down to zero. Cheech and Chong, Los Cochinos, $5.99. Messages from the Status Quo, $19.99. On all these albums, I did send the person the message, say, hey, if you want any more records, buy any more from me today, I'll refund the shipping on them. Nobody did, but this particular customer did send back some questions about one of my other albums, but it seems like he was a little bit condition sensitive, so he didn't end up purchasing the other one. So hopefully he won't be any problem with this one. All right, I sold a Death Pile Monster to Steve. I see Steve in my comments constantly. And I sold another one to Stephanie. Not sure if she's somebody I see regularly in my comments. There'll be links to their stores down below. Now, this is interesting because this is a case of a kind of item where you absolutely have to guess the price. This is the Missouri Numismatic Society, 1969. This is a coin collecting thing that was made for one. Basically, it's a trade show, convention book. It's got a few stories in it, but mostly ads. This could be the only one of these in the world. They're guaranteed. You find something like this, there's probably going to be no sale history on it. I guess $10.99, figuring to eventually take a 10% off offer. And I think instead, it was in my store long enough to go 10% off, and it sold at that price. All right, I sold another Death Pile Monster. This is to Chris, Dark Toy Lord. He comments on my videos quite a bit. Just recently found your channel. I've been watching every video ever since, and I can't stop buying product. As much as I try, I can't help myself. My Death Pile is out of control, so this Death Pile Monster will be right at home. Then I sold another one to Edmund, Fine Items Collectibles. Love all your recent vids and advice. I live with my own Death Pile Monster, and I had to get yours too. I've been selling on eBay for over 2 decades. Well, congrats on that, Edmund. Oh yeah, he's got a massive amount of feedback. He has definitely sold more than I have. Sold 2 little things of Warhammer plastic parts, $19.98. $1,250 so far on that bag of stuff I was going to throw away. I am almost out of the John Perry sculptures now. This one sold for $26.99. I bought about 10 of them a year ago for $30. And I think overall these have gotten me about $400. Oh, the dog's behind me. She's trying to play ball with me. Sold a Death Pile Monster. The buyer's note says, please say this is for Chi-Chi. Me and Chi-Chi love your videos. Well, Chi-Chi, this one's for you. Finally, sold this Mormon's Showtech hat. This customer was quite upset that his item ordered on Friday afternoon did not ship Friday afternoon. I don't have same-day shipping listed. My ship by date for this is actually July 6th, and it was June 30th that he was already upset that it hadn't shipped yet, which was the same day he ordered it. But he didn't want to cancel. He said, go ahead and ship it. All right, I think that's about all I've got for today. So thanks for subscribing. Hey, check to see if you're still subscribed. One of my favorite YouTubers and one of my subscribers, Tip of the Mitt Flips, he told me that somehow he had become unsubscribed from my channel. He didn't know how it happened. So make sure you're still subscribed, will you? Thanks, and I hope to see you again soon.